Welcome back, guys. So on our last lecture, we were successfully were able to set up the environment. So now we are going to work on the navigation section. So this is what we are going to do. We'll go to that same Bootstrap's website. You go to components. On the components, you go to Navbar. So on the Navbar, what you are going to do is this. You scroll down. Let's look for the one we are going to use for our nav section. So I prefer us using this one. So click copy. Go back to your text editor. So the next thing we are going to do is this. You just give a comment that this is a nav section. So I call this Navbar section. So I'll come below and paste it. Before I paste it, I want to use section first. So inside this section, I can now paste my navbar. So what I'm going to do next, let's save it and open in the browser. For me, I'm using live server. If you are not using live server, you can go to the folder and open it in your browser. So what we are going to do is this. I have my live server. So I will use my live server by clicking Ctrl+Shift+P. Already I've installed my live server, so I'll open it with live server. So this is how it is. So what I'm going to do next is this. I'll change this navbar to Smart Technology Limited. So the next thing I'm going to do is this. I'll make all this link to be in capital letter. For me, I'll call this service. Services. Then I'll change this price to about us. I want to get rid of this link here, this li here. Then copy the one here and duplicate it. So I'll duplicate it. I'll just duplicate it into two places. I'll call this testimonials. While I'll call this contacts. That's good. So let's take a look. So you can see the way it is. According to live server, anything you are doing, once you finish doing anything you do in your text editor is going to be refreshed automatically. You don't need to come and refresh the page again. So what we are going to do next is this. I want you to remove this span. This navbar, I want you to make it margin left. Sorry for using capital letter. Margin left. I'll make it auto. Let's take a look. So you can see it will float immediately to the left section. So that is the work of the margin left auto, because the whole of this list of links is in this on order list, and it is the links, all the links are stored in the list item, which is the li. So the list item stored in on an order list, I just make it margin left auto, so it floats to the left. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this active. So let's look at it the way it is. You can see that it will be refreshed automatically. So we are done with that. What we are going to do next is this. We'll go to our CSS to do some work. I want you to use this asterisk, meaning that the whole of the document, the whole of the website, margin should be 0, padding should be 0. So I want you to give the whole of the body of the website a particular font. So I'll say font family. I'll use sans serif. So let's take a look. So you can see the way it is now, somehow better. Next thing we are going to do is this. We're going to come to the navbar. Let me show you the navbar that we mean. Trying to get it. Okay, I need to give an ID to this section. I'll call it navbar. So that it will, anything I do with this ID will affect everything that is in this section. Since that is an ID, I'll reference it using the hash. So I'll say position of the navbar should be sticky. Sticky meaning that while we are scrolling, it should remain where it is. It should just still be showing while we are scrolling down. I'll make the color of the text to be white. The color of all the text in the navbar to be white. Top should be 0. Z index should be 10. So let's look at it the way it is. So it's getting better. So I need background for the whole of this navbar. I'll get a class navbar, which is this navbar. I want to give a background. I want to change the background to dark. So since it's a class, I'll reference it with dot. Next thing I'm going to do, I'll say background image. I'll use linear gradient to right. Everything should be dark. Color white. Okay, trying to bring the text to be white, but I've not gotten it. So let's look at what we can do again. Let's first of all make our icon, which is this Navbar brown, controlling this icon here. There's supposed to be a website icon here, but I didn't use icon. I decided to use only text. So I'll copy this Navbar brown. Being that it's a class, I'll reference it with dots. I'll say the height should be 40 pixels. Font family, I will use Georgia. The color of the text will be white. Font weight, I'll use 600. Let's take a look. Nothing is what the white color hasn't appeared. Why? Because we need to override, use important to override bootstrap color. So you can see that it has appeared now. So the main bootstrap color of black has been override. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to work to make the color of the links here to appear. We need to make it white so that we'll be able to see them. So this is what we are going to do. They are in the Navbar the Navbar nav here. They are in the Navbar nav, which is in the another list. So we are going to copy this ID. When we copy this ID, we are going to reference the li. From the li, we'll come to the link in order to give them white color. So what we are going to do, since they are class, we'll paste it, then go into the list element, then go to the link. Then we'll say color white. Let's look at it. So you can see that we have, okay, it's not coming up. Let's know why it's not working. We need to use important. So it's now working. Important has override the main bootstrap color. So it's good. So let me just use a float right, text alignment, text align left to set them in the proper form. So let's look at the way it is. So they are getting better. That's good. So let's check if we have any other work to work on it again. Let's work on the airline. So .nav airline. You know that the links are stored in the airline. Another list airline. So we use padding 0 up and down, 10 left and right, pixel. So let's look at it. So you can see the way the eye is better. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to give them font. Perceive the font here we gave here is not yet working. Font family Georgia. Font weight. $600. Let's take a look at it. So it's now working. The font weight has affected, it has increased. The weight has increased. The font family has affected it. That's good. So let's take a look if there's any other thing that we can do again. So looking at it now, we are done with the navigation bar. Let's give a comment. I'll just highlight it, Ctrl// I'll get it. So in our next lecture, we are going to look into the banner section. I'll see you in our next class.